All right. Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could, introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners.
Yeah, so I'm Dioro, Dioro, semicolon X. The last part's kind of silent, but yeah, I'm a rapper, musician, coming straight out of like Rockford. It's a little bit of ways from Chicago.
For sure.
And I've been working on some new stuff right now. I got a new project on the way. It's a 3-song EP. It's gonna come soon. But I'm working on that. I also just released a new song. It's a single for that project. It's called Touchdown.
Okay, sound dope. I'm sure you gotta have some. It gotta be dope with this title like Touchdown. You know, some classic songs with the title Touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's start with the name, man. Tell me about the name, man. Is it birth given? Is it something you came up with? Is it something that he gave you in the hood? What's to that?
Yeah, so Dioro, like, it came from like.
That sound like some cologne or clothes.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted something like nice, like something like short, you know, like
something that sound expensive.
Exactly, and like so the story behind the name, right? So I was dating this one girl, right? And
it's always about a girl, man.
It's always about it. Yeah, no, it literally is. So no, I was dating this one girl, and we were like, you know, madly in love and stuff like that, and we were like trying to look for names for like, you know, kids and stuff like that. And
y'all was really in love.
Yeah, we was. Yeah, and then that didn't end up working out, but like I was just looking through names and stuff like that, and I found like, you know, Dior. I was just like always coming back to that, and I was just like, you know, that's also like my favorite brand and stuff like that. So I came back to it, and you know, that relationship didn't work out, but like, you know, this like music stuff, like that's my kid. So you know, I was like, that's Dior, like that's me, that's right.
All right, man. I ain't gonna let you skip over nothing like that, man. Y'all was mad in love, thinking of baby man names, man. How did you get through, you know what I'm saying, that breakup, man? Talk to me, man.
It was tough. It's tough, man. It's I mean, I'm still recovering.
You said right off, I'm still going through it. Shit.
Yeah.
Getting over. I ain't got over it yet.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this though, like I did my best to do everything that I could. So like at the end of the day, like if it didn't work out, I have no doubt it was me. So you know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, if it was gonna work out, it would have been like their side. You know? So for me, I was just like, I did everything I could. At the end of the day, if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. It wasn't for me.
For sure.
You know, God has something different for me, you know?
Facts, man. So Rockford, born and raised?
Yep.
Okay, talk to me about coming up in Rockford. What type of things was you getting into? What was your aspirations like coming up, you know what I'm saying, in them early years, like when you was like, I'm gonna be a mailman, or what was it like coming up?
So so in Rockford, like, I mean, there's not really like, when I was growing up, there wasn't really like no like hip hop scene or anything like that. And like, I don't know, I was always like just kind of in love with music growing up, like through school. Like I used to do like little freestyles and stuff like that in middle school, just off of like some funny shit, you know, like I wasn't even like trying to do like be serious about it. But yeah, my dad was a DJ. He'd always play new music and stuff like that. So like always.
He retired?
I mean, no, he's still going at it. But like, you know, just like in past tense, like when I was a little kid, I was just like,
I gotta do a feature together, man.
Yeah, no, for real. But yeah, no, he's a DJ, and he's like a really good one. But yeah, my dad was doing like, you know, DJ. My brother was also like trying to get into music, but like he never like really fully got into it. And so yeah, like that just kind of inspired me to do it. And I was like, I want to like actually give a shot at this. And before that, I was gonna be like an engineer, like math shit, you know, because like I don't know, like working on cars and shit like that. Like I'm also like really good at it and stuff like that. Sure. So like before like the music shit, I was just like gonna be an engineer and, you know, go to school and do that. But then it just didn't feel like me, you know. And this music stuff, like when I started like rapping, like recording, you know, I would mess up, but then like I'd go like 8 hours a day, like trying to make it better. And then like once it's just like, it just felt like me, like everything that was coming out, I was like, yo, this is me. This is like, so I took off with it. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. This is my career. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So do you Do you know, like, when you first started to create music, like you talked about doing a freestyle in school, like was you battling other people? Was you just trying to make people laugh? Like, when did you, and not only that, talk to me about your first time actually, you know what I'm saying, writing a song that you recorded, you know what I'm saying, like your first time going to the studio, all that.
Yeah, no. So my like freestyling in middle school was purely like bullshit. Like it was just like to make my friends laugh. Like, you know, like it was just like they would like play like a beat and like I just like start like saying words and like I don't know why I was good at like coming up with rhymes and like just making like some like funny shit and like they liked this, so I was just like, oh, that's dope. And you know, from there it was just kind of like I started like making like raps like on my like notes app. I started like just researching beats on my own. I was just like, actually, let me try to do this. And the first song I wrote, first song I wrote was probably honestly like a remix to a Juice World song. And cause me and my brother, we always listen to Juice World, and it was just like our biggest influence. And I remember I heard like one of his beats, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna write to this. And then I wrote to it and I sent it to my brother, and he was like, oh, that's cool. But like he never thought I would like record it or anything like that. But we had like
sent him the writing.
Yeah, I just sent him like the writing.
I would have told your ass, man, you want to read all this? Bro.
Yeah, no, and then it was funny because I'm just like thinking,
I'm gonna record this shit now since you sent it to me.
Yeah. So like I sent it to him, and he was just like, that's cool. Like in my head, I was just thinking like, oh, he's gonna like read it the same way I'm like putting it out. Right, you know what I'm saying? But no, he was just like, oh, that's cool. But then like we had since my dad is a DJ, he had like recording equipment and stuff like that downstairs. So I took the mic and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I went for it. It didn't come out that well because, you know, I was like trying to find my tempo and stuff like that. But I mean, since then, I was just like, I fell in love.
For sure. So you was at school spitting that shit, man. You sending brother the raps. Pops was DJing, man. He had the equipment. What was your parents' reaction, you know what I'm saying, from to your drastic career change? Like, was they like, man, you need to focus on that engineer shit? Or was they like, hell yeah? Like, what was it like?
Yo, so like, yeah, like, for them, it was a little bit of like, my dad, he wasn't really surprised. Because my brother was also trying to get into music. And he was just like, well, I have the equipment down here. You guys can use it. He's like, if you guys want to go for it, go for it. And, you know, like, I remember I was there in that conversation. And I was like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. But my mom, as soon as, like, she, like, heard, like, because I went to, like, our community college, like, in town. And I hated it. I did not like it. And I even went in there, like, majoring in music. They didn't even give me my music classes or anything like that. But, like, I was, like, well, like, you know, like, not even majoring in music, but, like, I was majoring in engineering, but had, like, electives for music. Because I was, like, I still want to do this. But, like, I remember I told my mom, I'm like, they didn't give me my classes. I'm doing all the basic shit. I'm like, this isn't me. I'm gonna drop out and I'm gonna do music. And she was just like, she was worried because she's like, well, you had this like kind of like, you know, you've always been good with math and stuff like that. But then she was just like, you know what, I trust you because I know you put 100% in whatever you do. So I told her, I was like, I'm not gonna half-ass this. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this the most professional way, the best way I could do it. Like no days off, no sleep, no nothing. I'm fully in this. And ever since then, like, she's seen me, like, you know, like work in the studio, now even going to school, like going back to school for music and stuff like that, so I can actually learn all the technique. So she's seen me like actually go for it, and like I've showed her like some of my newer songs and stuff like that, and she's just like, I knew it. She's like, I knew you were gonna like, you know, be great at this and stuff like that. So.
For sure, man. That's dope. That's a dope story, man. Yeah. What I want to know is, you know what I'm saying, you mentioned a couple times about how you in school in your early years didn't have a really too good relationship. But what made you, you know what I'm saying, decide to go to school for music instead of, you know what I'm saying, learning it from your friends or from YouTube or something like that? So, like, from that, I was just like, this was also kind of like my girl a little bit. Like, I took like a year off
of like school. Well, like not even a year, like 6 months, and I was just like focusing on music, and I was just learning by myself, but like I wasn't like getting to the point where I wanted. So I'm just like, I need to do something, better, like something more. And my girl was like, hey, like, or my ex girl, she was just like, yo, like, so what's going to happen with this music? Like, what are you doing? Like, like, what's going on? Like, you're not even like really progressing or anything like that. I'm just like, yeah, I'm like taking my time to learn it and stuff like that. It hit, it hurt, but I was just like, I'm doing my best, But I was like, okay, I need to step this up. I was like, I need to step this up better. I was like, I tried doing it my own way, and I'm like, it's not coming out how I wanted it to. So I'm just like, I need to go, like, where's the school at? Like, where do they have equipment where I can like actually physically like put my hands on it? Like they can actually teach me through this, and like YouTube and stuff like that. I just feel like there's a lot of people who are like semi-professionals but not professional all the way, So like there's a lot of like good stuff that you can learn from there, but sometimes it's kind of like I hear this from like my teachers and stuff like that. They'll be like, sometimes they don't show you like the right way how to do it and stuff like that. And with me, I just like, I wanted to learn, but at the same time I also wanted to keep my own style and stuff like that. So like I wanted to learn like how to like really structure a song, like really what like the technical side, and then just take that and then put my flair on it and stuff like that. So not like follow everything by the book, but like know what to look for, what's kind of like what's going on with this, what's going on with that, and then there you like put in your style and stuff like that.
Okay. So with you being a student of the craft, man, talk to me about your creative process and compare it from that first time making a song to what it's like now with the training you've got and the lessons you got to what it's like now.
Yeah, so instantly, when I first started, I had literally no good equipment, which I mean everybody starts like that. But like I was just,
you're rich, mommy's but I
that's true. But no, like I had no equipment. I was just like, I put the mic wherever. I was like, I'm just gonna put this in the center of the room. It was in the basement. It was echoey
over my head.
Yeah, literally. And like it was echoey. The vocals came out so spaced. I was just like, and that was like the thing. I was just like, I didn't even know. Like I was just like, oh, I think this is how you do it. So I'm just gonna do it. So then like going to school for it, they're just like, well, you need to control like the reverb around the room. You need to like control like the space of your vocal. And then you gotta control like the frequencies of like how you're talking and stuff like that. How you like, don't like really like push in like your S's or your T's, because then they're gonna come out really dirty in the mic, and then you can't clean that up and stuff like that. So I just started like putting all that knowledge into my head, and like now like when I record, I'm just like, all right, let me speak exactly the same way. Let me space myself out a little bit from the mic. Let me see where's the reverb. Let me see like the resonance of the room. And so I'm just like, all right. Once I hear like myself before I record, I'm just like, how does this sound like with the mic? How is this gonna come out? I'm just like, okay, this sounds clean. Can I clean this up? And I'm just like, all right, now I can record. So like now it's just like set up. I was just like,
okay, cool. Let's get deeper into school a little bit more, because I always like to be considering going to music school or like engineer school, like with the engineer side. So that's why I want to ask you, like, are you going for like music theory? Is you working with DAWs? Is it strictly vocals? Like what does your curriculum consist of?
Oh, I say it consists of like a lot of different things. So like they go into like the DAWs. You work with the different ones. You go into like, it's called like signal processing. Like how do you like mix and master like your like vocals, your tracks, drums, stuff like that. They even go into how to mic like drums, guitars, your vocals, live sound. Like if you're working like at like a venue or like a festival, like how do you set up the speakers? How do you like, so like I'm like, I don't know how like it just like happened, but I remember they just like called me and they're like, hey, like we have this program for like music, like would you be interested in it?
So they called you?
Yeah.
That sounds like divine intervention, man.
Yeah, it was literally like like last minute, like I was like talking with my ex girl, and she was just like, "Yo, what's like going on with the music and stuff like that?" Like, which I always saw my vision. I always saw my like how hard I was gonna put my heart into this, and like, and she, I don't know. I guess like she wasn't really working with like she wasn't really messing with it. So I got that call like right away, like right after that conversation, and I was like, okay. I was like, this is something like that's the thing is just like every time I've been doing music, something happens where it just like it like something pushes me towards it more. Mm-hmm. Like when I first released my first project, like I remember it was gonna be like $1,000-something to like get all like the production to it, like the beats and like even like videos and stuff like that I wanted to do.
God damn!
I know.
What kind of production you doing, man?
Exactly. So I was just like,
come to the city, man.
Yeah, no.
Get them city prices.
And like it was like since I started, I was just like always like super like into like I want to do this like the best way I can.
Yeah, for sure. You ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Ain't wrong.
So
it sets you aside from somebody who ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was like I don't want to be like because a lot of people my age, the like SoundCloud rappers and stuff like that, like mm-hmm. they'll like try to like blow up off of one song. Like, mm-hmm. I'm not trying to blow up off of one song. I'm trying to have a career in this. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to like work so I can make a number one and then make it again and again and again.
Have a catalog. You know what I'm
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So like I remember like it was gonna be $1,000 and I was like $1,000-something, and I was like with the job I was working and the bills I was paying, because I was still paying off my old school too. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to come through with this. I was like, I already set a date. I already had all the songs I
already set a date.
Yeah, like I already.
They ain't asked for a deposit.
Yeah, no, and then like I already set like dates and stuff like that for it, and I was like, oh my god, I was stressing over it and stuff like that, and I just remember like the day that it was like everything was supposed to come out, everything got figured out, mm-hmm. Paid everything off. Mm-hmm. I was like, I already got to that date. I was like, whoa, wait, like what happened? I was like, I thought I wasn't even gonna have like for this or for that, or this was gonna like mess up my like my album, or like I had to like push it back or something like that. But no, everything hit, and then I was like. And I was working on that project for a while, and I remember like I was listening to those songs every day, and I like, when you listen to something every day, you kind of get like you're like kind of get burnt out about it. But like now, like looking back on it, like with like my expertise in it now, or like my like, like how I've like been working on it now, I'm just like I love those songs. Mm-hmm. I was like. Those songs are great. Like listening back to them, I was just like, wow, I really started off something different, and I started off strong,
Mm-hmm. Okay. I got one more question about school, and we can move on. At the end of the day, even though you're still working on music, it's still school. Do you still find yourself battling like in some days, like, man, I fuck with the music, I love the music, but I just don't want to go to school, or because it's school, music, you get energy to go there? Yeah,
no, it's like. It's tough balancing everything because I got school, I got work, I got like
got bitches.
Yeah. No, and then I got my family too. So I'm just like when an idea comes to me, I'm like right away record it. And
for sure.
And with school, it's tough sometimes because I have to wake up. Since I live 2 hours away, I have to wake up 6 a.m. 6 a.m. every day. And then
that's definitely passion, brother.
Yeah,
that's 4 hours in travel. Goddamn it, So
yeah, 6 a.m. And then I've been like now I've like started performing a little bit, so I'm even training for that now because I'm like I need to work on my endurance. So I'll be like hitting the gym like 11, like 10, 11 at night, and then come back home 12, and then I have to wake up at 6, and I'm just like. I do it because I'm just like, I want to do this. This is my career. Like, this is what I'm working towards. Like, there is no ifs, buts, or anything like that. I'm, like, making it happen.
If you got to take a line and stay up, man, that's what you got to do, man.
You know,
for sure, man.
Yeah.
So still talking about your creative process, man. You mentioned a couple times about wanting the best of the best when it comes to your music, man. Do you strictly record at the studio? How did you find the studio to record at? Did you just Google the studio? Do you record at school? What's that like? Part of the creation process like?
So for that part, I recorded at one of the studios at my school. They have a couple studios at my school, and then they have like, you know, professional live rooms and stuff like that. I recorded there, but I don't know, like some part of it just didn't feel like since it wasn't like my plugins that I also have at home and stuff like that on my computer, I was just like kind of struggling a little bit. And also because I just started, I was just like, as soon as I started school, I just like went like one of the like days and I started like recording there. I like, since I didn't have any prior knowledge, I didn't know how to work some of the stuff. But what I found out from school is just like, as long as you have the setup, like, you know, like how to like place your mic and stuff like that, you can, I mean, honestly, I record still with a $60 mic, and I like listen to my vocals and I'm just like, these sound high quality. And that's all from like mic placement, from like knowing your frequencies and stuff like that. So like, I'm like, I still record at home, but like, I know like if I was to work in a studio again, I'm just like, I can record anywhere basically, you know?
For sure, yeah. I definitely remember realizing that. I seen like Kanye and Jay-Z recording niggas in Paris like in a hotel room.
Yeah.
I'm like, this Kanye and Jay-Z, they not at the studio. Kanye record in the middle of living rooms all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely about, you know what I'm saying, the knowledge, the know-how, and the equipment too, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to recording your own music, what kind of DAW plugins you using?
Ableton.
Okay.
And it's funny because like, when I tell people that, they're just like, not Pro Tools, not like, you know, FL, not like, you know, like any like.
I use Studio One.
Or like, yeah, like Studio One. Like I've always heard like, you know, like they're like, oh, Ableton's good for like, you know, like making beats and stuff like that. But they're like recording like vocals and stuff like that. They just, sometimes they like give me a little like.
It's whichever one you feel the most comfortable with. Yeah. That's the best DAW. Whichever one you feel comfortable with. If it's Pro Tools, if it's, you know what I'm saying, any of the shit, you know what I'm saying, it's FLs, whatever you feel the most comfortable with. So,
yeah.
like, I went with Studio One just because they had the mastering suite, like, within the, you know what I'm saying, the same software. So, it was like two birds in one stone. So,
yeah.
That's dope, man, that you record yourself. What about plugins? Using stock plugins? You Slate Digital or something like that?
Yeah, no, I'm using stock plugins. I'm also using like the Nectar, the Ozone, those plugins. Which, I mean, like I remember when I like, you know, started making music. My dad told me the price tag of those plugins, and he's like, "Hey, this is what it is." He's like, "So if you want to do it, I mean, like he was supportive, but he was just like, yo, like you got to work for it. You got to like pay for your own stuff and stuff like that."
I got a list of the top free plugins right here.
You got, well, it's like now I want to check them out.
Yeah, I definitely. That's the type of stuff I research, man, because it's so much shit. Like on with the computer shit, man, it's so much. Even for the real plugins, like if you really want, you can get them like the cracked versions and shit like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just don't like bootleg shit. So
yeah, that's true.
For sure. So, you talked about going to school. You talked about the travel. You know what I'm saying? The girls, man. It sounds like you've invested a lot. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about some ways that you invest in your career. You know what I'm saying? What ways do you invest in your career to promote yourself, to get yourself out to people who may not know you or have never heard your music?
I mean, mostly it's just like, I mean, yeah, it's school, but it's also, you know, whether it's like, you know, paying like, yeah, like obviously like promotion on videos and stuff like that, but also like paying like good like camera quality and stuff like that. Like, you know, like when you want a video, like you want it to be like, if you got like a good song, you want a good video. Like you want your like image to like match what you're saying, what you're like feeling, you know? So like it all like creates like one thing. And on top of that, like not just even like money, is just like just being like more focused on like what you want to do. Like what do you want to say, like with your music, with your presence, like what is it that you want to like really like have people take away from it? And it's like, if you like move like that, like, you know, there's a lot of like I know I talk like good camera quality, but there's a lot of like stuff that I did even just with my phone, and I'm just like, this is the vibe of this song. I'm gonna like edit this video and stuff like that. Like even just like yeah, just spending time like learning like all the stuff and like investing time and investing like focus on stuff like that sometimes might not seem like important, but it's a big key to like presenting the whole picture, not just like the song, the lyrics. It's just like the whole picture of just like what this is, like when you want to give like out.
Okay. Early in the interview, I asked you about your subject matter, about when you first started. With this 3-track EP coming out soon, talk to us about the subject matter. Talk to us about what can we expect, or give us a synopsis of the project. What was you going for? What vibes are you trying to give off with this?
Oh, with this project, I'm going crazy. I'm going. My first project that I did, I released like one hip hop song. No, it was like 1 or 2 hip hop songs, and then the rest were kind of alternative. I remember people were like, "Yo, why didn't you do more hip hop?" It's like, you know, like talk your stuff, you know. And you know, it's been a minute since I've like, you know, really talked my shit. And with this project, I've been through a couple stuff these like last couple months where people are like, "Yo, like, you know, like, what's going on," and stuff like that. Or like, you know, they're like even like, you know, judging like what I'm doing and stuff like that. And I'm just like, with this project, I'm showing like what I can do musically and lyrically, and I'm just like it's called They Still Want to Know. So I'm just like, I'm giving them a statement, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's dope, man. With the people chirping, man, you know, everybody got opinions, man. They like buttholes, man.
Yeah.
What do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? Do you take everybody's opinion, you know what I'm saying, at heart? You know what I'm saying? Do you swipe that shit off? You know, do you listen to certain people? Like, what's it like when somebody come to you like man, like, what's up, man? Ooh.
Yeah, no, with that it's definitely hard to balance, because it's just like, even people who want the best for you are gonna say some stuff, and sometimes it might like come off negative, but it might be, you know, constructive. Like I've had my brother, like, he's helped me out with my music and stuff like that, where he's like, I like that, but you should do it again because it didn't really come off this way. Like, and like with that, like, I'm just like, oh, sometimes he doesn't understand, but then when I go and do it, I'm just like, a better product comes off. But like also just like when people are just like, you know, talking and stuff like that, like letting me like, you know, oh, well, like, you know, like they'll be like, oh, so you're doing music, so like what is that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I know what I'm doing. I know how hard I'm working. I'm just like, there's nothing that can really faze me, because I'm just like, like I said, like I put my all into this. There's no reason I should doubt myself or have anybody else come in and like really just like put these thoughts in my head. But you know, sometimes it is kind of hard, you know?
Yeah, for sure. You got to keep pushing, man, because people be trying to place that doubt on you because they didn't place it on themselves already. You know what I'm saying? They see you chasing your dreams in music, and they're like, man, I remember when I used to want to be, you know, a comedian. You know what I'm saying? I just do this 9 to 5 every day, and I don't even change shit funny no more. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to wipe that shit off, man. Talk to me about working with other artists, man. Is that something that you do, something that you're not interested in, something you rather not do? What's that like?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been kind of hard trying to work with other artists. Not because like I don't want to or anything like that. It's just my schedule. It's just like I'm going to school, I'm doing music, so like I'm doing like a lot of like, you know, stuff throughout the day. It's kind of hard to keep up, but I've been like, you know, talking to a couple artists and stuff like that. Like I like producers as well, because I also get those DMs now, which is cool. Like, you know, like starting from like where I started, you know, trying to find my tempo, trying to find my way, my way of music, what I wanted to do, to like now kind of like having that a little bit more established, and like people are now like reaching out like, hey, like, yo, I want to work with you, or like, hey, yo, this sounds dope, like let's like start doing something like this. I'm just like, I'm open to like anything. I'm open to making good like art, which is what I'm focused on. You know,
when you put out a project, and when you can use this EP for an example, are you paying attention to the analytics? Are you paying attention to how many streams on what platforms or what listeners, or do you just put it out there and then do what it's gonna do?
No, you. I feel like I definitely like look at the analytics every day. I like to learn like what was like what were the numbers from my last project? What were the numbers from my last song? How many people are returning? How many people aren't returning? So I mean, I live my life by this like quote that I saw one day. I don't remember who said it. I think someone said it was like Einstein, but it was just like,
oh, I thought you was gonna say Lil Wayne. I had a guest in here the other day. He was like, man, Lil Wayne, I'm like, man, you was 35 years old. But yeah.
But the quote is like, it's insanity to do the same thing twice.
Yeah. It's insanity to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, I'm always like looking at the numbers, and even like I'm just like always planning out what I can do better. How I can like grab attention. So if my first project did these numbers, okay, what was it lacking? What did I need to work on? Was it promotion? Was it the rollout? Was it, doing interviews? Was it doing, getting my name out there? Was it showing my face? Was it the production? Was it how it was mastered? Like stuff like that. I'm always thinking like, okay, so this did these numbers. Okay, let me improve that. Next one, let's shoot for these numbers. And then I'm just like, just build off of that.
Other than Juice WRLD, talk to me about some of the artists you came up listening to or that may have inspired you.
Different like artists like in hip hop, Drake, J. Cole.
Any genre.
Yeah. And like pop, I was listening to Charlie Puth, Coldplay, Fall Out Boy, like different artists. Let me think. Who else? Corbin was a good one. Anything that like I just like heard like that just made my ears like like perk up. I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. Also, The Weeknd. Weeknd was a major influence on me, cause The Weeknd was actually like the first time I listened to music outside of like what my dad would play. Like like I'm Hispanic. My parents would play like the Mexican music, or like they also like play like like just pop stuff. Since I was little, they were just like, oh, we don't want
what's on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. So then I remember I got in the car with my older brother, and he put on The Weeknd, and I was just mind blown. I was like, what is this? I was like, this isn't like what I usually listen to.
What you listen to all day?
Yeah.
Fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, no, literally, I was like, yo, you're so cool. And yeah, I was just like, I remember we listened to The Hills. It was off of the Beauty off the Madness album, and
familiar.
Yeah, and I remember he also freestyled like one of the songs, like just trying to be funny. I like fell in love with music. I was like, I want to do this. And like, I know I'm saying that a lot, but there's a lot of like points in my life that were just like, they pointed to it. They were just like, yo, this is like what you're like meant to do type of thing. I've never really had like any doubt that I'm supposed to do something else other than music.
For sure. You mentioned like your parents, playing music more to the roots, of your heritage. Have you ever considered, doing music closely related to your heritage, or do you got any family members like, man, you should be doing I don't know if you're Mexican, don't.
Yeah, no, I am.
You should be doing Mexican music, what I'm saying? You ain't never had none of that?
No, I've had some of that. Some of my uncles and stuff like that also say some stuff like that. But I mean, the thing is like I love my roots and stuff like that. But growing up, like my parents taught me a little bit differently, I'd say, than like traditional Mexican. Because I went to like an elementary school that was like a whole bunch of like Hispanic kids and stuff like that. They were talking about like going to Mexico and stuff like that. I've never been. And it was kind of weird, like kind of going there, because like my parents taught me a certain way, because they were like, we don't kind of like, we want you guys to kind of to like grow up and decide for yourselves, kind of give you guys that independence. Well, like other kids were kind of taught like a little bit differently from me. And I remember going in there and I just felt like kind of like an outsider. So like I like, they already knew all the Hispanic lingo and stuff like that. I was just kind of going in there like, talking, like, I don't know, like stuff from like you learn from like TV and stuff like that, like just speaking English. And even though Spanish was my first language, I didn't know like the lingo or anything like that. And I was just like an outsider there, I felt like. And so like when making like like I've been trying to like dive into different genres, especially like Hispanic music, Mexican music. But like sometimes like when hearing myself like sing in Spanish, I'm just like it's not coming off like the way I want it to a little bit. So I still need to work on it. But yeah,
for sure. Now, even though Rockford is not in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, I am familiar with somebody who was killed in Rockford.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was killed in Rockford. He was a recording artist. He was a young dude. He wasn't big or nothing, but I always say this to rappers that's in Chicago and that's from Chicago. Like, being a recording artist is like one of the most dangerous professions. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're not talking about guns and shit, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might think you got some money or some jewelry, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Talk to me about, you know what I'm saying, moving around, doing shows, going to different studios, meeting different people. Do you ever feel unsafe, you know what I'm saying, moving around in this? Because it is new territory. Do you ever feel unsafe, or is it, you know what I'm saying, you walk by faith type of thing?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say I ever feel unsafe because I have like a little bit of street knowledge. Like my like, we like where like I grew up, it wasn't always like the best places. It wasn't always like, good neighborhoods and stuff like that. So even my older brother, he like looked after me and he was just like, he taught me a little bit of like, like how to like, pay attention to what's going on. Maybe my parents, they're just like,
'Cause I know the Mexicans gang bang hard, man.
Yeah, so it's just like, I mean, we're not into any of that.
No,
but
I ain't saying you would, but I know you going to school and stuff and being in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, like, yeah. So like, they were always just kind of like, teaching me how to be on my like P's and Q's and like, like pay attention to like what situation you're in. Like, if you act like an outsider, people are gonna notice that a little bit. They're gonna take advantage. So kind of like blend into the situation where you're at, and so like definitely like if I ever like see something, I'm just like, yo, I'm not moving. Like, I don't feel like that secure here. I'm moving away from that situation. Like, I'm like trying to recognize. So that's like one thing is like I'm always noticing what other people are doing around me, because I'm just like, I'm not gonna, like get into some stuff or like, even like my brother is like, yo, like if there's ever fights, like be smart about it. Don't be like start like picking fights with somebody that's like you don't know what's going on, what they got on.
Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker ain't put their hands on you or your mama, it ain't worth it. You know what I'm
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like if it's my mom, it's crazy.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it ain't you or your mama, fuck it. Let a motherfucker say what they gonna say. Let a motherfucker do it. Man. As long as they don't put their hand, I don't give no fuck. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So man, you done told me you love music about 100 times since you've been up here, man. So go ahead, tell me your favorite part about doing music. Like, what's your favorite part? If you had to pick one thing to do for the next 17 things straight pertaining to music, what would it be and why?
Literally, it's just like coming up with the lyrics and putting it on the beat. I'm just like, even if it's not mixed or mastered, I just like.
So just record.
Just literally recording, because then I've tried different recording techniques. Like sometimes I get like weird with them. Yeah, like with the and so like just like putting an energy into that. Like like having these like, because I feel like sometimes I'm a little hard to communicate with words, but through music I'm just like it all just flows. I'm like, this is what I've been thinking. This is how like this is what I want to tell people. Like I just like feel so more expressive towards music. And like with talking, I don't know, sometimes it's a little difficult for me. But like music, I'm just like that's the way I communicate.
No, I definitely feel you on that, man, because I'm an introvert. I'm highly introverted. Like, I haven't spoken all day. This is my first time talking. But when that record button come on, you know what I'm saying, I get in the mode, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand what you're talking about, man. So like in life, man, there's a yin and yang with everything, man. It's light and dark, up and down. I asked you what your favorite thing was. What's your least favorite? Like, if you had to take one thing away from the business side to going to music school, you know what I'm saying? What part would you take away from the whole process and why?
The whole one thing I would take away, is how expensive it is to put out a song, low key. No, but I I'd say like probably just I won't say like promoting, but at the same time not fully, but just like like I have visions with how I want stuff to go. And like since I'm not super into promoting, I'm more into music. I don't know yet how to translate that,
for sure.
so I don't know how to express myself that fully that way to like actually like grab attention and stuff like that.
For sure.
Which is like I mean, it's kind of like a thing with music. It's just like sure the art that you're putting down is yours, but it's also kind of created for people to listen and then have their opinion on it. So even though it is your art and stuff like that, you do kind of like make it for people to listen to relate to be like, oh, you know what, that actually hit with me. Or like, even sometimes it's just the opposite. It's just like, I don't even understand what you're talking about and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. So, another thing I want to ask you, man, what you having the love for the music, man? What's the ultimate goal? Like, what are you trying to work to? Like, at the end of the day, what are you going to school for? Why are you recording music? Like, what's the purpose?
The purpose is just honestly, like, when people ask me my dream,
but bitches, no.
yeah,
that too.
I mean, it's to get every one of them. But no, when people ask me my dream, it's not really music. I'm like, music is my career. It's like, it's not like a dream to me. It's like, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this every day. Like, I'm gonna be doing this 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Like, yes, I'm blessed to be doing it and stuff like that. But like, my biggest dream is, have a family. Have a family of my own, and that's like, I feel like sometimes that might be a little bit corny, but I'm just like, I just want to take care of my people and then do my own thing, and I know I can do it. Exactly.
That shit ain't corny.
Yeah, like one thing though that is super cool and I'm super blessed to do is like performing, because I've had my first like 2 performances, and then I'm gonna be performing at Coast to Coast out in Joliet. It's gonna be at the Forge. So yeah, so that was crazy. I saw like the venue and stuff like that. I'm just like, that's super awesome.
Talk to me about your first performance. Did it go great? Was you like Eminem on 8 Mile back in the back throwing up? Like what was it like?
No, it was Eminem 8 Mile when he was like nervous and stuff like that.
Rabbit.
Yeah, literally Rabbit. But no, it did not like go how I wanted it to go that well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
I always ask people that question, expect them to. I was like, yeah, man, it was great, man.
Yeah, no, it was like a reality check for me, low key, because I was like,
what happened, man?
Because I was like, all right, so it was in my school. It was gonna be like a little artist showcase. I walked in, everybody kind of knew each other. I was like a little bit again the outsider.
Oh, that ain't the type of crowd you want anyway. Everybody already got their groups, they click who they rooting for.
Yes, dude. And I was just like, dang. I mean, everybody was super nice though, but like I just walked in.
Just because they gotta see you the next day, no?
Yeah, literally no. But yeah, no. Everybody was like, I saw everybody was like shaking hands, everything like that. I was like, damn, I don't really know anybody. And then I was like, I don't know how the vibe's gonna be. So I mean, I went in there, I did my 2 songs, and it took a lot out of me. I didn't even realize how much energy you do to perform. It took a lot out of me.
I just talked to an artist. I was talked to her before a show. I was like, how do you get ready for a show? She goes to the gym before a show.
Literally, that's like, it's crazy. Like like, yeah, it is a lot. Like when you see it on like TV and stuff like that, they're dancing, they're like singing and stuff like that. But like, I don't know why in my head it never registered as like, oh, that takes a lot of energy.
No, it never registered to me because I love music. Like listen to music. I wish I could rap. You know what I'm saying? But I used to like listen to music growing up, like on CDs and shit. Then I see it live on TV, and they be like, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
I'm like, that's not. I got better breath than that. Oh, sure.
No, for real, no. Yeah, and that was literally me. My first performance. I was like, it was kind of hard to like give out energy, but there's some good things and some bad things about it. I was just like, dang, I felt nervous. I felt like the crowd knew. I was nervous. I was like, damn. I was like, if I'm supposed to do music, like, why wasn't this like easy for me? You know what I'm saying? But even then, like, performing the songs that I did, some people like hit me up after and they're like, yo, that song you did was crazy. Not, I mean, I don't know if they were like paying attention that much to the performance, but just listening off of the song, they were just like, yo, you got, you know, something that like we want to like work with and stuff like that. So that was also like pretty cool. I was like, oh, dang. So like, even though like the performance I felt like wasn't as what I wanted it to be, like, you know, just the music, it was just like it connected with people. So like that was just like that was like a give and take of that. But I remember I was super nervous. But then I had my second performance most recently, and I was like, this was a reality check for me. I was like, if I do the same or worse performing at this place, I was like, then I don't know, like
quick, God knows.
Yeah, literally, I was just like, I don't know if this is for me, because I was just like, I can't even perform the songs that I want to, like, I make, you know what I'm saying? So like, no, I went in there, I gave it energy, I felt it, and then I had like, you know, like, it was again kind of like a similar crowd, but afterwards they were just like, yo, that song you did, Touchdown, was crazy. And I was like, thank you. And I remember I gave energy to it. I gave my all to it, and I was like, I had fun there. And I was like, dang. I was like, okay, I just need to work on it. You know, there's things that, like, you know, are gonna come easy, like, you know, writing lyrics and stuff like that. And I also remember it's just like when I started music, the music that I'm making now didn't like sound like how the music I was making at the beginning. You know, I had to learn how to do this, and I had to learn how to do this. So I'm going to have to learn how to do a lot of different stuff. And performing is also another one of them, where I'm just like, as soon as I had my first performance, I saw I was tired. I hit the gym. I was like, I'm going to the gym now, working cardio. Every time I'm doing a performance, I'm training for it now. Like, so I can give out more and more and more. So, you know.
You talked about your first show being amongst your peers. I want to ask you, man, what's your opinion on like the peers in the industry that you're a part of? You can include your classmates in that, but like even when you at the shows and you seeing the other people perform and just the way people treat you and the way people treat each other, just what's your overall opinion on the community that you're a part of?
Yeah, no, I say like the community at SAE, they're amazing. Literally every time I see them, like, you know, peers and stuff like that, they're cool, they're chill, they're welcoming. You know, everybody's got their own style and stuff like that. But there are also like you meet a couple like rappers who like get too stuck in their head. They're like, oh, like I'm already this big, you know, like I don't need to.
We call them Hollywood.
Yeah, they're Hollywood. Yeah, so like, you know, I'm already this big, so I can't work with you guys or stuff like that. And I've even had my fair share of stuff like that where I'm just like, oh, yo, this is dope. Like we should work on something.
Me too.
And then they're like,
inbox, hey, can I get an interview? They just read it, don't even reply.
Exactly. And then
but that's all I want to tell you about that bitch. I mean, that girl. I just called her a bitch because I don't know her name.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be part of your story, man. You're gonna be at a show. She's gonna be front row.
Front row.
Hey, remember me? I'm like, bitch, fuck on somewhere.
Bro, I mean, that's probably gonna be a couple people, to be honest.
He said, I remember all you bitches.
No, yeah, but yeah, no, like when people get to like, also like my teachers, they give us like wisdom and stuff like that. Like some of them have worked in the industry, and they're like, you know, if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it. Like, it's like some people are gonna be on top, like at a better position than you 5-10 years from now, just because they knew somebody or something like that. And if they remember you talking shit and stuff like that, that person might not be as good as you in the music, but just because they're at a high position, like they could just gatekeep, like, you know what I'm saying? So with that, it's just like, they also said, like, don't even think of this as a competition. You know, work with these people, network. You don't know who knows who. You know, everybody's like, yeah, some people are just introverts. Some people are just shy. You know, sometimes people are just awkward. You know, like, you just got to really get to know these people. And, you know, if you guys all grow up together, you know, like, blow up together, then that's the goal. You know, like, it shouldn't be like, oh, I blow up and then, you know, step over this person. Because then if you think like that, I feel like when you get there, it's going to be lonely, you know? It's just,
for sure.
It's just like no one's gonna want to work with somebody who's just like always stepping on everybody else.
It is always one person you always should be in competition with, though, and that's yourself, man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no.
I always try to be better than the last song, than the last show, than the last video, than the last class. You know what I'm saying? Just try to be better after everyone, man. So definitely appreciate you coming through, sharing your story, man. Before you get up out of here, man, let the people know when they can expect this EP, man, where they can find you on social media, where they can find the music, where they can work with you, all that good shit.
So yeah, Dioro, Dioro, semicolon X, on everything, and music and stuff like that. Apple Music.
X is for X-rated. No.
X-rated, for X-rated. No, yeah, but on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, anywhere. And the EP, I'm gonna just say it's April.
Hey man, take your time, cause this interview ain't gonna be out till after April. So take your time, man. Take your time.
So it's gonna be April, but I'm gonna be performing, coast to coast, and then after that I'll let you guys know. But I'm definitely, this is my year. I'm working harder than ever, So yeah, music's gonna go crazy. I'm working different genres, so And then thanks for having me too.
Oh yeah, man, you know that, man. It's a pleasure, man. I couldn't do this show without y'all, man. So like I said, man, appreciate you coming through. Time was the most valuable thing we got. That's why they be trying to lock us up. But enjoy the rest of your evening. In a minute, gang.
Ain't no cheat.